There is a lot that goes into making a video that you'd think you'd be able to capture in a 10-minute behind the scenes when, in reality, there is a lot more to it. My name is Daniel Schiffer and welcome to How I Made This. I'm a video creator from Toronto, Canada. I make fun commercials for social media, and I have a YouTube channel where I share tips and behind the scenes of how I make my videos. Today we are talking pizza B-roll, specifically the pizza commercial I made back in 2019 that got over like 5 million views or something like that. Now you might be thinking, Daniel, you already showed us how you made that. Well, today we're going to be talking about the story behind how I made that, if that makes sense. Now, prior to this shoot, I had been making food videos for several years. My thing was to kind of show up to quick service restaurants with my camera, grab a few handheld shots, throw it together in an edit, and that was it. But what I think made this specific pizza video different was the amount of thought and intention that went into every single shot. There was also this concoction of wacky ideas and techniques and tools that I think made this video unique. So like any video, this all started with an idea. I wanted to create a commercial style video where all of the shots would kind of link together. There's a process of something being made from start to finish, and it would be captured in such a way where there are no lulls or boring parts of the video. The viewer is constantly engaged the whole time. Not only is it important that the shots flow from one to the next, but also the pacing has to be quick enough that the viewer never wants to look away. Now, coincidentally, a friend that I had from a while back who I worked with a little bit in social media was now running this trendy pizza spot in Toronto. So naturally, I gave him a call. I explained the idea. He was super into it. So I told him, give me a week to plan this out. I'll come by for a couple hours. We'll grab some shots. That'll be it. Spoiler alert, that is not how it went. Now, leading up to the shoot, I was starting to have some ideas for the kinds of shots I wanted to get, but also what kind of gear I would want to use. I had remembered seeing a couple videos on YouTube of this weird new lens that not many people knew about. It was called the Laowa Probe lens. It's this really long, narrow macro lens that lets you get these unique angles that you can't really get with any other lens. So with that in mind, I of course went online to check the price, and it was $2,000. I started calling every single rental company around the city, but nobody had the probe lens for Sony E-mount cameras. And you could probably see where this is going. I made a very irresponsible financial decision, and I bought the $2,000 probe lens for a pizza video. Dude, look at this. Is that not ridiculous? Now, as silly a purchase it seemed like that was at the time, I knew that nobody else on YouTube had really showcased this lens in a practical everyday scenario, like making a local pizza shop commercial. So if I was the one to make the behind the scenes and show that lens in that way, I knew people's mind would be blown, because had I seen that, my mind definitely would have been blown too. Now, fast forward to the shoot day, and immediately we started setting up to get our first and last shots of the sequence using the probe lens. We had this idea of starting the video off with this beautiful spread of all these fresh ingredients and a raw dough ball sitting in flour. Camera's gonna pull out, he's gonna grab that dough ball, then maybe do some kind of tracking on the dough as he pulls it, and that'll lead us into our next clip, which is gonna be most likely handheld in that kitchen area. Yeah, go for it. Dude, that was money. That was great. And the video would end with the exact same scene, but with a finished, fresh pizza in the center of the frame. Just to get that all set up and looking perfect, it took us about 2 hours, and don't even get me started about getting that final pizza shot.
Okay, it's out. We can't use this pizza. The crust kind of dried a little bit on the way in.
I honestly don't even know how many tries that final pizza shot took, because we went through so many pizzas. It seemed like every time we went to get the shot, some other little detail would come up that got in our way. What toppings should we use? Why does the crust look too dry? Why does the crust look too flat? Should we even cut the pizza at all?
Wait, time out. We're not going to slice the pizza for the shot.
No.
No, it'll look way better not.
Yeah.
But finally, we did end up getting our perfect pizza shot after hours of attempts. But no matter how quickly we would get the pizza in the frame, by the time we hit record, the steam was gone. Now, I know this might sound crazy, but without that steam coming off of the pizza in that final shot, the shot just isn't usable. After all, this is a pizza commercial, and it's that final shot that will make the viewer hungry and crave that pizza. The only way to achieve this is for the pizza to appear hot and fresh out of the oven, which is why I'm so thankful for my Storyblocks Unlimited subscription. Taking this scene from a 4 up to a 10 was as simple as downloading a smoke overlay from the Storyblocks library and adding it to the footage. The best part is I can download and use as many clips as I want without any worries of copyright. It's having this peace of mind that actually enables me to be more creative. But after getting those 2 shots, we shot through the entire night and ended up wrapping at around 6 a.m. All right, so I think that's a wrap. It is very early in the morning and I'm exhausted and I've got a long day of editing ahead of me. So yeah. I got home, slept for about 3 hours, and spent the entire next day editing the first draft of our pizza sequence. And let's just say it wasn't good. That right there was the very first ever draft of the pizza commercial, never before seen on the internet, so you're welcome. But as you can see, it is nowhere close to the final result. Nonetheless, I sent it over to the client and I said, look, we spent so much time on this. I love the intro and outro shot, but the rest of the video just isn't quite there. Can we redo the whole thing? And that's what we did. Shoot day number 2, I spent a lot more time planning each shot and how it would connect to the next shot. I even tried some more dynamic camera moves. I played around with the lighting. In the original edit, we had like 3 or 4 different kinds of cheese, which was just too many, too repetitive, so we switched that up as well.
For it to come out looking sick, you have to rip it and put it in ripped pieces.
Problem is, like the ripping just didn't look good on camera. Like it didn't look appetizing. And at this point in the entire shooting process, the absolute most difficult part was capturing that pizza in the oven as well as coming out of the oven. For some reason, no matter what I did, I just could not get these shots to look good, which leads us to shoot day number 3. Now, thankfully, shoot day number 3 was the shortest because we only had to focus on getting 2 shots, the pizza twirling inside the oven and then taking the fresh pizza out of the oven. I ended up using a gimbal for this and we finally ended up with 2 shots that I was happy with.
And go. Beautiful.
Now the final piece to the puzzle was the music. The first song I had tried just wasn't really working out, so I replaced the song with something to give it a little bit more energy and pace. I added our sound effects, and here was the final result. And there you have it. That is the story behind how I made the pizza B-roll video. If there's anything I want you to take away from this, it is that these kinds of videos take a lot of time and effort, and it's always going to take being a bit of a perfectionist to get your videos to that next level. Subscribe to Storyblocks if you want to see more videos like this, and don't forget to go to storyblocks.com/howimadethis to learn more. See ya.